Ever tried untangling a really complicated knot? That's a lot like understanding the Israel-Hamas conflict. It's a tricky mix of history, religion, politics, and it leaves a mark on the world stage, no matter where you are. We are going to try and make sense of it all, by breaking it down into bite-sized pieces for you. We'll chat about how the conflict has historical roots that go way back, how religion has shaped it, and the political chess game that's always in. We will give a shout out to some of the key players who have been calling the shots. Plus, we'll talk about the changes on the ground currently that could potentially shake things up. What's exciting is that there's a new squad on the Palestinian side that's stepping up. Who are these new leaders, you ask? Well, stay tuned and we'll dive mystery together and talk about how they might redirect this story. So kick back, grab a cup of joe, and let's get this friendly discussion started on the Israel-Hamas conflict. Could the appointment of new Palestinian leaders be the turning point in the Israel-Hamas conflict? This is a multifaceted question that commands an in-depth analysis of the tumultuous chain of events that have given shape to this long-standing disagreement. The stage for our deep delve into these intricacies was set in the early weeks of February 2022, a significant month in the political landscape of Palestine. During this time, an announcement rippled through the upper echelons of the Palestine Liberation Organization, also known widely as the PLO. The news was substantial, signaling a potential shift in Palestine's political paradigm. Two potential successors to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas had just been appointed to key positions within the organization. One of these figures was Hussein al-Sheikh, a man known for his close relationship with President Abbas. His political career had been intertwined with Abbas's, sharing not only his political ideology but also the trust and confidence of the president himself. Al-Sheikh's appointment to a prominent role within the PLO's executive committee was seen as a significant step towards his potential succession. The figure in the spotlight was Rahi Fatou, another aide to Abbas, who had proven his worth through years of service. Fatou, respected among his peers and noted for his dedication to the Palestinian cause, was appointed to the National Council, reinforcing speculation that he too was being groomed for potential leadership. Yet the political landscape is never as simple as it seems. The appointments of al-Sheikh and Fatou, while promising, come with their own set of challenges. The road to the top is mired with internal strife, divisions and rivalries that run deep within the heart of the PLO. Amidst this complicated backdrop of power dynamics and political maneuvering, how their potential ascension unfolds remains uncertain. Despite their promising prospects of succeeding Abbas, their potential ascension is fraught with internal divisions and rivalries. Fast forward to May of the same year, the conflict between Israel and Hamas-run Gaza reached a boiling point, igniting a firestorm of international concern. Amid rising tensions, the world watched anxiously as the long-standing dispute between these two entities escalated into a full-blown crisis. The global community held its collective breath, teetering on the edge of uncertainty, as the situation became increasingly volatile. Many nights were filled with terror and dread as the conflict rumbled on, the sound of gunfire and explosions echoing through the deserted streets. The air was thick with tension, the palpable fear almost suffocating. News broadcasts played on a never-ending loop, reporting on the escalating violence with grim-faced anchors providing a constant stream of updates. The International Committee of the Red Cross, a neutral and impartial organization standing at the forefront of humanitarian action, was prompted to intervene. They felt the urgency of the situation, the desperate need for a call to de-escalation. The call was not just a simple plea, but a stern reminder to all parties involved of their obligation towards international humanitarian law. Their statement was loud and clear, a fervent call to respect and adhere to the rules of war. These rules established by international consensus are meant to protect those not taking part in the hostilities, and uphold human dignity even in the most adverse circumstances. The committee emphasized the prohibition of direct and indiscriminate attacks against civilians. It is a principle of warfare designed to shield the innocent and the vulnerable from the horrors of conflict. Yet, they knew that words alone would not be enough. They urged all parties involved to take necessary precautions to avoid civilian casualties. This was not merely a suggestion but a moral and legal obligation. It's about recognizing the value and validity of human life and doing everything possible to protect it. The committee's plea reverberated through the global community, a stark reminder of the destruction that comes with warfare and the importance of maintaining humanity amidst chaos. The call was a beacon of hope, a plea for peace, a harsh indictment of the loss of innocent lives. The organization strongly emphasized the prohibition of direct and indiscriminate attacks against civilians, urging all parties to take necessary precautions to avoid civilian casualties. As the conflict continued to unfold, it inevitably seeped into the digital sphere. This space, a realm of virtual interactions, was now becoming a new battleground where narratives were constructed, opinions formed, and information disseminated. It was no longer confined to the geographical boundaries marked by barbed wires and concrete walls. It was here in this digital expanse where the power of words could set global emotions aflame, spark a debate, or influence the perception of millions. In this sprawling universe of tweets, posts, and viral videos, there was a discernible shift in October 2023. This shift occurred when a social media influencer, not a political analyst, not a journalist, but an individual whose primary aim was to garner likes, views, and followers, stepped into the fore. This influencer, who was more accustomed to dictating fashion trends or recommending skincare products, suddenly found themselves in the eye of a political storm. The point of contention was a viral video on the Israel-Palestine conflict. A complex issue, marred by decades of political strife, religious divides, and human tragedies, was condensed into a simplistic narrative. The video, intended or not, had down a multifaceted historic conflict into a consumable piece for quick social media digestion. The backlash was swift and unrelenting. People from different parts of the world aired their grievances, pointing out the oversimplification and misrepresentation of the conflict. Critics lambasted the influencer for trivializing an issue that demanded respect, understanding, and a nuanced perspective. The incident highlighted the dangers of misinformation, the potency of social media, and the potential for harm in underestimating the gravity of such situations. This incident served as a stark reminder of the nuanced and sensitive nature of the situation, and the responsibility we all bear in discussing and disseminating information about it. It brought to light the implications of using social media platforms as a medium of discourse on such critical and complex matters. It reminded us all of our collective duty to approach such topics with the caution, respect, and understanding they deserve. Now, having journeyed through the timeline of these events, we can begin to make sense of the intricate tapestry that is the Israel-Hamas conflict. This tapestry is woven from countless threads of history, politics, religion, and human emotions, each one adding to its complexity. From the early 20th century Zionist movements and the subsequent establishment of the State of Israel to the subsequent formation of Palestinian resistance groups such as Hamas, this conflict has been shaped by a myriad of factors that extend beyond the geographical confines of the Middle East. We've traced the evolution of leadership the Palestinian authorities, from the reign of Yasser Arafat, a figure often seen as the embodiment of the Palestinian struggle, to the more recent appointments, which hint at a potential shift in the political landscape. The new leaders represent the modern face of the Palestinian struggle, but they inherit a legacy of division and discord. Their task is further complicated by the path to resolution, a path that is not only riddled with internal divisions within the Palestinian territories in Israel, but also filled with external pressures. These pressures come from various international entities, each with their own interests and alliances, who often exert influence in ways that can both facilitate and hinder the peace process. One such entity is the International Cross, which has issued a call underscoring the urgent need for de-escalation and respect for international humanitarian law. This call is not just a plea for both sides to restrict combat to military targets, but also a reminder of the importance of safeguarding civilian lives and infrastructure. It emphasizes the respect for human dignity that should underscore all aspects of warfare and conflict. The conflict's spillover into social media is another aspect of this patchwork of complexity. The digital discourse is not just a reflection of the ground realities, but also a powerful tool that shapes public understanding and opinion. It has highlighted the power of social media platforms in influencing narratives, while also revealing the potential pitfalls of misinformation and bias. Social media platforms, while democratizing access to information, can also distort reality and stoke the flames of animosity. In conclusion, the Israel-Hamas conflict is a multifaceted issue, where new developments constantly add layers to its complexity. The conflict's spillover into social media highlights the power and potential pitfalls of digital discourse in shaping public understanding and opinion. In conclusion, the recent events in the Israel-Hamas conflict present a complex and multifaceted picture. As spectators and contributors to the international matrix, it becomes our solemn responsibility to approach such significant issues with a mindset that is devoid of bias, armed with the intellect to discern right from wrong, and imbued with a profound sense of empathy that allows us to see beyond the surface. This conflict, like many others, may seem distant and disconnected from our lives. However, we must remember that intertwined in the intricacies of the political, religious, and cultural dimensions are the lived experiences of individuals just like us. They are mothers, fathers, children, friends, who wake up each day to a reality clouded by an ominous uncertainty. These are communities, generations of people, embedded in a tumultuous environment, who despite continuing strife, cling to the hope of a future. Their hope is for a future that is not punctuated by the frightening sounds of sirens or the heart-wrenching sight of destruction. They aspire for a time when peace is not just an elusive ideal, but a living, breathing reality. They dream of a period where stability does not remain a mere concept but becomes the bedrock of their existence. After all, at the heart of this conflict are individuals, families, communities living in a state of uncertainty, striving for a future defined by peace and stability. As we continue to delve into the intricacies of the Israel-Hamas conflict, we must remember that the true cost is human. Lives are lost, dreams shattered, futures derailed. Beyond political or territorial gains, the shared goal is peace, a lasting tranquility, allowing growth and development. Stability, a universal aspiration, creates a safe environment for communities to thrive. This isn't just about understanding the conflict's historical or political perspectives, but acknowledging shared human dreams and aspirations. A common thread of humanity leads us towards resolution. So, let's remember the human cost, shared peace goal, and universal stability desire as we move forward. Thank you for watching our comprehensive overview of the Israel-Hamas conflict. We've traversed through the complex labyrinth of historical events, political dynamics, and the digital sphere, all the while bearing in mind the humanity at the heart of this conflict. We hope that this deep dive has provided you with a nuanced understanding of the situation, shedding light on the many layers that constitute this ongoing conflict. If you found this video informative and insightful, please consider subscribing to World Media. Your support allows us to continue producing content that goes beyond the surface, exploring the depth of global events. Once again, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to World Media. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, understanding is the first step towards resolution.